Hello, my name is Yogen Verma and I will discuss the applications of A-star algorithm in real-life situation along with its implementation. As we have already seen the A-star algorithm in the class, so I will discuss only some main points of this algorithm. It is an advanced form of breadth first search and is also known as best first search because of its smart approach to find the most promising path in the least number of steps. It was originally designed for the travel routing system for the robots. It works both on the directed as well as on the undirected graph. However, the path length must be positive, which is always going to be the case if we talk about the real life situations, as the distance can never be negative. At each iteration, the A star determines the partial paths to expand into one or more paths based on the estimate to reach the goal node and selects the path with the minimum f of n, that is the sum of g of n and h of n, where n is the intermediate node and g of n is the cost to move from the start node to the node n, and h of n is the estimated cost to reach from the node n to the destination. Typically, A star is applied in the graph traversal, where the input is in the form of the directed graph and the output is in the form of the tree from the start node to the goal node. However, this can be modified to apply it in any other applications, such as if we have to solve the maze, we can even apply this algorithm in the maze. In the next slide, we will see how we can apply this in the maze to solve it automatically. So our input will be in the form of the grid and the output is in the form of the path from the start node to the goal node. In this example, the start node is shown by the red color and the goal node is by the green color. And we will see how we can apply the A star to find the shortest path in between the start node and the goal node. Let's quickly see how we can apply the A star in a maze theoretically. We will then implement it in the Python code. Let's say the node 0 is the starting position and the node 19 is the ending position. The numbers marked in the green are the steps needed to move that cell from the start cell. Typically at max we can have 4 possible moves from a given cell, that is either we can move eastwards or the west or the north or the south, and with this 4 possible movement we can traverse the whole grid. The cells which are marked with the same number are at the same number of steps from the start cell. The cells marked with the red color are the shortest path from the start cell to the destination cell. Let's assume that our current cell is the node 4 or the cell 4. The node 4 is at the distance of 4 from the start node. So we can say that the G value for this node, that is current dot G, is equal to 4. The H value is the heuristic estimate to reach from the start node to the end node. If we look at the grid, we find that when we move 7 spaces to the right from the node 4 and the 3 spaces up, we will reach the goal node. So the Euclidean distance can be calculated by using the Pythagoras theorem in the current node. That is, the current node dot h is the square root of 7 square plus 3 square. However, we can skip the square root path since this will be same for every node, and we just have to find the shortest path from the start node to the end node, and we can find even without square rooting this. That is the heuristic value for the current node, that is the current node dot h will be the 7 square plus 3 square, that is the current node dot h is 58. However, the other heuristic estimates can even be possible, and we are not going into much details about this. The important point is that the heuristic must be the underestimate of the path cost, since overestimation will not give the correct result, and we have seen in the class what is the reason for that. The f value is the sum of the g value and the h value. That is, the current node dot f is equal to is the sum of current node dot g and the current node dot h. In the grid solving, the technique is simple. That is, in each step we have to pick the next node with the minimum f value and then move one step at a time, and that is the choose the next node with the minimum f value till we reach the goal node. Let's look at the algorithm for this. This is the general algorithm for the A star search. First, we will initialize the open list and the close list to be empty, then put the start node in the open list, and then we will run a while loop till all the nodes are not in the closed list. That is, till all nodes are not explored or till we find the goal node. First, we will find the current node, which is the node with the minimum f value, and then put the current node to the closed list. If the current node is the goal node, we will terminate with the path from the start node to the goal node. Otherwise, we will generate all the children of the current node, which in case of grid search will be the adjacent cells of the current cell. Then for each child in the children, if the child is already in the closed list, we will do nothing. That is, the child has already been explored. If otherwise it is not already in the closed list, we will find the tentative f, g and h values for the child node. That is, the child node dot g is the sum of the current node dot g and the cost to move from the current node to the child node. The child dot h is the Euclidean distance from the child node to the end node. However, the other heuristics are also possible. The child.f will then be the sum of the child.g and the child.h. If the child is already in the open list, we will check if this tentative g value is less than the previous one. If yes, then we will update the g and f value for the child node and then set the parent node to the current node. Otherwise, if the child is not already in the open list, we will put it in the open list. The step is then repeated for all the child nodes, and then the while loop is continued for the next node with the minimum f value till the goal node is not reached. This is the grid on which we are going to apply the A star algorithm. The green cell is the starting cell and the yellow cell is the goal cell or the goal node. Clearly we can see that the index value for the start cell is 0,0 and for the end cell it is 7,6. The cells marked by the 0 are the traversable, that is, we can traverse through that cell. On the other hand, the cells marked by the 1 or the red color are the hindrances. Let's see its solution in the Python code. This is the same maze as we have seen in the previous slide. Inside main function, we have defined the maze, the start node with 0,0 and the end node with 7,6, and we will pass it as an argument to the A star function. This is the A star function I have created. First, create the start node by passing the index of the start to the node function. This is the node function I have defined. When the start is passed to the node function, its parent will be first set to none, and then its f, g and h value are initialized to 0. Similarly, the end node will be created by passing in the node function the index of the end cell. Its f, g and h value are also initialized to 0 for the moment, and the parent is set to none. And then we have to initialize the open and the close list. The next step is to append the start node to the open list, and then the while loop is run till the open list is not empty or we have reached the goal node. Inside the while loop, first the node with the minimum f value is initialized to the current node, and then the current node is put in the closed list. If the current node is the goal node, we will terminate with success along with the path from the start node to the goal node. Otherwise, we will generate the children. These are the lines to generate the children. The maximum possible number of children is 8. Since from the current cell we can move either to the east direction, to the west direction, to the north, or to the south direction, or we can even move to the northeast, northwest, southeast and southwest. So there are 8 possible children, and these are the relative indexes with respect to the current cell. The index 0, -1 is for the cell which is in the west direction of the current cell. The index 0, 1 is for the cell which is in the east direction. Similarly, -1, 0 for the north, 1, 0 for the south, and similarly for the other 4 directions. And then in the next step, the actual node position is calculated by adding the relative position of the child node to the current node. If the node position of the child is out of the range of the maze, we will not explore that since it is not valid. If there is any hindrance, in that case also we will not explore that child. In this way, the valid children are first calculated, and then for each of the valid children of the current node, check if the child is already in the closed list. If this is the case, there is no need to explore that child and explore the other child which are not in the closed list. Find its tentative G value, H value and the F value. If the tentative G value is less than the previous G values, we update the G values to the tentative G value, and also the F and the H value. Otherwise, if the child is not already in the open list, just append it in the open list. This step is repeated for all the valid child in the children, and then the while loop is continued with the start node now set to the current node till the goal node or the end node is not found in the closed list. The output is definitely is in the form of the tree from the start node to the goal node. Let's run the code and see the output. This is the shortest path we found from the start node to the goal node. That is, the shortest path is when we move from the index 0, 0 to 1, 1 and then to 2, 2, 3, 3 and then 4, 3, similarly up to 7, 6. Let's see it in the graphical form in the grid. This is the path we obtain from the Python code. Clearly we can see that this is the shortest possible path from the start to the end cell. Let's see the typical A star execution. This is the start cell and this is the start node and this is the goal node, and this is how all the nodes are explored with the increasing order of the F values. Till now we have seen how A star can be applied in the grid for the automated path finding. We will now see how this can be applied in the real maps for finding the shortest route from the start location to the destination location. The real maps are actually represented in the form of graphs where every node are the location and the edges represent the roads. The weight of the edge represents the distance between the two cities. In this figure, the edge weight of 85 between Frankfurt and Mannheim is the distance in miles between the two cities. This is the real map of some cities of of the Germany, and we will implement a star search in this map to find the shortest path between the two cities. This table shows the heuristic estimate to reach the city Ohm from all the other cities. That is, the 204 miles is the heuristic estimate to reach the city Ohm from the city Basel. Similarly, 207 is the heuristic estimate from to move from Beirut to Ohm. Obviously, the heuristic value for the city Ohm is 0. The approach is that from the source city we will first explore the cities with the minimum F value, and then we will continue to explore the other cities till we reach the destination city. Let's see its implementation in Python. In the main function we have first called the graph function, and then we have formed the edges between the cities by passing the argument, the name of the two cities and the distance between them, to the graph.connect function. This is done for all the edges of the map we have seen earlier, and then the heuristic value is initialized. Inside the graph function, first the edges are formed, and then it is made the undirected by calling the undirected function. This is the undirected function. Why this is necessary? Because the edge cost represents the distance between the two cities, and if the city 1 is is at some distance, let's say 100 from the city 2, this means that city 2 is also at the same distance from the city 1. That is, the graph is made undirected. And then the A star search is called by passing the argument, the graph, the heuristic estimate shows the start city and then the destination city. Let's see the A star search function. The A star search function is same seen in the previous code. First the start node is formed, and then the end node is formed. After that the open list and closed list are initialized, and it is made empty. After that the start node is appended into the open list, and then the while loop is run till all the cities are not till all the nodes are not visited, or till we reach the destination, and then the current node is found. That is the node with the minimum F value from all the nodes in the open list. If the current node is the goal node, terminate with the path from the start node to the goal node. Otherwise, find the neighbors of the current node, and then all neighbors are explored along with updating its F, G and H values and putting it in the open list if it is not already been explored, along with updating the F, G and the H values. And these steps are repeated just like the previous code till we reach the goal node, or means till the goal node is not in the closed list. Let's run the code and see the output. In the main function, we have called the A star search by passing the starting city the Bern and the destination city to be the Ohm. Let's run and see the output. This is the shortest path we obtain between the Bern and the Ohm city, and its total distance is 359 miles, and the path is from Bern to Zurich with the total distance up to Zurich 120 miles, and then from Zurich to Memmingen, and the total distance till now 304, and then from Memmingen to Oakham with the total distance 359. Let's see this in the graph also. This is the city Bern and this is the Oakham. The output path obtained from the code and then is from Bern to Zurich, and then Zurich to Memmingen, and then from Memmingen to Oakham. Clearly we can see that this is the shortest path that is possible from Bern to Oakham. Let's run the code for some other cities also. Now we are calling the A star search function by passing the starting city to Zurich and the destination to Oakham. This is the shortest path we obtain. The output is from we have to move from Zurich to Memmingen and then from Memmingen to Oakham with the total cost 239 miles. Let's see this in the graph. The starting city is Zurich and the destination is Oakham. The path obtained from the code is that is we have to move from Zurich to Memmingen and then from Memmingen to Oakham. Clearly we can see that this is the shortest path from the Zurich to Oakham. So in this way we can apply the A star search in the real maps. So in this video we have seen how to apply the A star for the automated shortest path finding in the maze, and also for finding the shortest path in the actual map. This was all from my side. Thank you.